Hello YouTube family, and welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're going to be replanting, or I should say maybe planting, not replanting, planting some beans. If you remember from our previous videos, we've been struggling with beans growing well in our first bed. We had quite a die-off, and we'll show you that here in just a second. So our peas are all done. We got a great harvest. Matter of fact, we were so happy with the peas that we got out of there. We're probably gonna do more next year. We were able to freeze and bag up peas and carrots together, get them into the freezer, and they're gonna make a nice side dish in the future, especially this winter when we're wanting something that tastes like it's fresh out of the garden. But again, we're gonna go ahead and get the place where the peas were planted in beans. We've kind of done that, if you see right over here, where, there we go, where we had our garlic fail. I know, I didn't expect much. We had planted that garlic in the spring. It's supposed to be planted in the fall, but hey, I just had some leftover garlic. You do what you can and see what you can accomplish. And when it didn't work, we'll put something else in. We've also been getting a lot of fruit coming on early. We've already pulled some onions that the tops have come over and died, and those are really great. We've been pulling zucchini off already. You saw at the very beginning of the video, we've got cucumbers coming in. We've got spaghetti squash starting to grow. Tomatoes are starting to set fruit. So again, really, really exciting. We're kind of towards the third week of June. And we've already pulled off cabbage. It was really nice to have coleslaw that was made with everything out of the garden. How neat is that? So again, just come along with us as we go ahead and we replant our green beans to get another harvest, or to get a good harvest this year. They're one of our cash crop besides our lettuce. Matter of fact, I'll just boom over there. We've talked about that a bazillion times, right? And so we're going to go ahead and get those beans planted and hopefully get a good crop this second time around. Before we plant the beans, let me just talk about really quick what I did to mend my bed. First, I ended up putting down a 5-10-5 garden food. And I'm not sure if you can see that. All I'm seeing right now is the reflection off the front of my camera lens. And so hopefully you can see that very clearly. This is a nice gentle pellet fertilizer that we lay down, and it's not too strong. Sometimes we use this and lay this down to supplement about every 2 weeks or so. We also use a fish emulsion. But before putting this bed down and cultivating this, we threw this down and cultivated it all into the dirt. I might put a little bit more down, maybe not. I kind of dug it down deep. And then, not that it necessarily needs it, but I went ahead and took the leftover eggshells that we had ground up and made into calcium and went ahead and put that down. Now, one more thing. I cannot say enough about this. I've had this for about, what, a month and a half now, maybe 2 months, and that is my new Ego Power Stick. I had told you before, I'm trying to reach back here and get it pulled up, that we had won this. It's not a cheap tool, but friends, I tell you what, I am absolutely loving this system so far. And we won the Power Stick system, where you can put on all kinds of different attachments. It came with the string trimmer, and then we went out and we went ahead and bought the Cultivator. This thing has been incredible. As I've looked at small cultivators to use in our garden beds, all the gas powered ones, they were too big, too bulky. You'd have to pick it up. You run it off gas and you can end up having problems with gas ones. And I wanted something that I could put on the end of a power system like this. And there are other brands that also sell something like this, although I really didn't see the Cultivator so much. And when I ended up winning the Power Stick system, I ended up buying the Cultivator, and I absolutely love this. Now, is there something I don't like about the system? Well, the batteries are expensive, and I'd like to get a second battery, but that battery is going to cost close to $200, and so we're going to have to save up for that. It's also heavy. I'm surprised at actually how heavy it is. It's not, I think, any more heavy than a gas motor. I was thinking for some reason it would be a little bit lighter. The way the system balances, it's not necessarily the easiest. It'll wear on your shoulders and your arms pretty quick. And so one of the things I want to end up buying for this, and it's not expensive, I think it's like $11 to $15, is a neck strap that I can put around that help kind of bear the load. It kind of comes over your shoulder and it comes across. And so I want to end up using that. So we've gone ahead and we've cultivated the garden bed, broke up all the sod, put in our amendments, and now we're going to go ahead and lay out our seeds. We put about 9 bean seeds to a square foot, and then we'll get this watered in, and then we'll see what happens. All right, before I let you go, let me go ahead and give you kind of an update on the beans and tell you which type of beans I planted over here in this half bed. I think it's kind of obvious how bad this bed did. We've weeded this thing heavily at least 3 times now, and we have a lot of die-off. Again, I don't think it's from disease. It could be, again, as we said, because the bed is too hot. These are Provider, which did very good for us last year, and these are Blue Lake Bush. They're also not doing that well either, but they are doing better than the Provider. We went ahead and planted Provider in this bed. So if these do not do well, and this is one of our old beds, so the dirt is amazing, then we know it's the seed, and there's something wrong with the seed. The ones that were kind of behind me at the introduction over there are Blue Lake Bush, and they're doing very, very well in one of our original beds. So again, we'll just continue to tweak things. We'll talk about what we're going to do with this bed once we harvest it. I think I'm going to end up sterilizing this bed. We'll talk about what that means. That is, we'll talk about that and what it means in another video. But for now, thanks for joining us today. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And you all have a blessed day.